traffic flowing well event for the events on Friday and Saturday, but also as we lead up to the big races, the Steamboat Race and, of course, Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. Our city shines during the Kentucky Derby season, and we've had an absolute fantastic lead up to the greatest 2 minutes in sports over the past couple of weeks with phenomenal Kentucky Derby Festival events, which kicked off with Thunder over Louisville. This past weekend, we had a great parade on Sunday afternoon, and of course, the mini marathon and full marathon. I know for at least two of us here today, Jody Myman and I, we got to participate in the mini marathon, and that was a very fun event. There was nothing mini about that for either one of us. It was just wonderful to see the city coming together and being together and showing the love, the support, the hospitality that we have here throughout our entire city. And now we're excited to welcome people from around the world to our amazing city to experience everything that the city has to offer, from our great hospitality to our award-winning dining scene, bourbon, and of course, horse racing. So we're focused on ensuring that that is a safe activities for everyone, regardless of how you are participating in Derby Week events throughout our city. Our teams have been working together and planning for months to make this week happen. Today, you'll be hearing about the importance of planning ahead, knowing what to bring and not to bring to Churchill Downs, public safety plans, traffic plans, road closures, rideshare locations, parking areas, and how you can stay up to date and keep aware all week long through emergency notifications if necessary. So to kick it off, I'd like to first turn it over to Josh Ball. Josh is the Senior Director of Security for Churchill Downs. Josh and all of Churchill Downs and the entire team there have been amazing partners to the city, and we're really excited about working together for a fun-filled week with new additions to our Derby Week festivities like today, which is 5-0 Tuesday, happening right now at Churchill Downs. Josh, thank you for everything you and your team do all year round, and we're excited to work with you on this week. Let me turn it over to you now. So Josh Ball.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, as Mayor Greenberg said, the sun shines bright here in Kentucky on Derby, and we are so excited that the world is coming in here to see the Derby on the 149th running. When you think through everything that goes into the longest continuous sales sporting event in North America, it takes a multitude of partners. And so I want to say thank you first and foremost to Metro Government, Chief Gwen Villerow, Metro Police, our friends at Louisville Fire, Emergency Services, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the State Police, Homeland Security, ATF, FBI, Secret Service. I always feel like I'm going to forget someone, but this would not be possible if it was not for all the partners that work day in and day out to plan an event of this magnitude. We've been working on this plan since right after Derby last year. We did our after action, we came together, lessons learned, and started diving in for 149. And so here we are, it's Derby week, it's 5-0 Tuesday, a day for the community, and we're excited as tomorrow is Champions Day to honor Secretariat's 50th winning of the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown. So a special thank you I want to give to Jody Myman and the emergency management team, because part of that planning process is they also sponsored some great training through the Department of Homeland Security and helped everyone on this core planning team come together so that we're putting together some of the best sporting and large safe special events out there. So I just want to say thank you and for all the support as they've hosted that over the last year. Let's talk about prohibited items real quick. First, the best resource for the prohibited items list is KentuckyDerby.com. For those who may be regulars at Churchill Downs, the prohibited items list is slightly different for the Kentucky Derby. So I do encourage you, if you want to see what's on the list, KentuckyDerby.com. But some of the things to look at, there is a bag policy, one bag per person, no larger than 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches. So make sure the bag is part of the outfit. We want to make sure everyone's outfit looks nice, but there is a bag size requirement to that. So just keep that in mind. Cameras, we want people to take cameras or take pictures. We want them to remember the event, but it's the smaller point and shoot. We do have the larger cameras with detachable lenses are prohibited. So keep that in mind as you're planning your day. Diaper bags are allowed if you are accompanied by a child. And then box lunches are allowed on Thurby, Oaks, and Derby if they're able to fit in that bag of the 12 by 6 by 12 or in a clear plastic Ziploc. Also, on Thurby Oaks and Derby, 2 sealed, clear, and unopened plastic bottles of water are allowed per person. One other thing to think about is a personal safety plan. So, regardless of what event you're going to, if you're going to the mall, shopping, or to a theater, make sure you have a personal safety plan and just some things to think about. On our website, there's plenty of maps so you can review the facility map in advance and know your way around. I know it's a large complex, but that can help. And the Churchill Downs app also has the maps on there that can help. Know your exits. When you get in, look around, see how there are exit paths out. Know where to go for shelter in the event of a weather or other event. And then have a plan to meet up with your group. If something was to happen and you need to meet, you have that meetup point. It can really help as 150,000 people are trying to egress. Having that plan ahead of time can really help. Transportation, and I'll let Sergeant Fay with Louisville Metro Police talk in depth about the transportation traffic plan, but just some key notes. Parking today through Saturday for all front side ticketed guests is available complimentary at the Kentucky Expo Center. There will be a free shuttle. It is the most efficient and convenient method to get to the track. The on-site parking is extremely limited. There's some road closures and restrictions. So if you are on the front side, your easiest, most convenient way to get to the track is from the Kentucky Expo Center and riding the complimentary shuttle as part of your ticket. For the infield guests on Oaks and Derby, the L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium has parking on site. The rates for what that cost is on KentuckyDerby.com, but that's a quick park and walk, and then you can walk straight into the infield gate. It's convenient for everyone. Well, one note on the Kentucky Expo Center, gates 2, 4, or 6 are the entry points, just to keep that in mind. The only other thing I really talk about is Central Avenue with the restrictions. Just a note, there will be fencing up to help make sure we have a streamlined shuttle operation. So the crossing points, if you're on the north side of Central to the track, will be at 9th Street and Floyd Street. So just plan ahead accordingly, and that way you know where you're parked at, you can get there, and you're not walking the wrong direction for a while. With that, I would like to turn it over, and Chief Gwen Villerow, and again, thank you for your partnership, ma'am.
Good afternoon. We're thanking you in advance for helping us keep the public informed regarding safety and security for our Derby event. So we really want to thank the media for helping us do that. This is an extremely exciting time for the city. So far, like the mayor has already stated, leading up to Derby, we've had some great successful events, such as Thunder of Louisville, the Mini Marathon, and the Pegasus Parade. So without the help of the community, we could not have done this. And so we really want to tell the community, thank you. That doesn't happen without the continuous assistance also too with our other local partners and federal partners at the same time, and really digging deep and looking at our security plans and making sure they are at a level in which we are all satisfied with. I have brought with me several members of the LMPD command staff who will give you details about how our officers are organized to help provide safe and enjoyable atmosphere for the Louisville residents and visitors. Our special events unit has been working for months, I mean truly for months, planning every aspect for the Derby festivities. At this time, I'll turn it over to Major Mindy Vance, and she will go into further detail. Mindy?
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. As the lead law enforcement agency for the Kentucky Derby, it is LMPD's top priority to keep our city safe and for everyone to be able to enjoy the multiple Derby festivities happening throughout this city. I would first, as Chief said before, I would like to thank my special events staff. They've worked months planning the security and traffic plans for each KDF event and helped assist with the Derby City Crime Prevention Detail, which Lieutenant Colonel Healy will talk about shortly. Of course, providing security for events of this magnitude would not be possible without the law enforcement and security partners at the local, state, and federal levels, to include Churchill Downs, Secret Service, ATF, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, Kentucky National Guard, Kentucky State Police, Louisville Metro Department of Corrections, Louisville Metro Emergency Management Agency with MetroSafe, and Louisville Fire. LMPD is asking for the public to be vigilant and to be our eyes and ears. If you see something, say something. There are several ways for the public to help and communicate any kind of suspicious activity, either through emergency 911, our non-emergency line, which is 574-7111, and our anonymous tip line, which is 574-LMPD. We are also asking our media partners to continue helping us provide information to the public on our traffic plans and to report any suspicious activity. At this time, I would like to introduce Sergeant Fay with LMPD's traffic unit to discuss the details of road closures and traffic planning. Sergeant Fay?
Thank you, Major. Sergeant Ron Fay, Louisville Metro Police Traffic Unit. We're excited to host everyone to our hometown to enjoy horse racing and festivities at Churchill Downs. As always, everything begins and ends with traffic. So Central Avenue from Floyd to Taylor Boulevard will be restricted starting at 8 a.m. each day. Pedestrian crossings, again, will be on Central Avenue at 9th Street and at Floyd Street. Rideshare drop-off and pickup will be done at the Cardinal Stadium Bronze Lot, which is just a short distance from Churchill Downs. For Thurby, the Kentucky Expo Center will offer free parking and shuttles to the front gates of Churchill Downs. On Oaks and Derby, an advanced parking pass will be available for the Kentucky Expo Center, including the shuttles. Additional parking will be available at the Cardinal Stadium Purple Lot, which is accessed from Park Boulevard on Floyd Street. At 5:30 p.m. each day on Oaks and Derby, the outbound traffic plan will start expediting vehicles away from the event. The off-ramps from 264 East and 264 West to Southern Parkway and Taylor Boulevard will be closed. Traffic restricted north on Taylor Boulevard at Berry Boulevard. We will have officers that will be directing you on the most efficient route to the expressways and away from the event area starting at 5:30. Remember that Louisville will be hosting several parties and events over the Derby celebration. Make sure that you are drinking responsibly and taking advantage of rideshare and taxi options. Do not drink and drive. We will have officers out patrolling and encouraging safe and sober driving throughout the Derby festivities. As always, if you see something, say something. Have a wonderful Derby. And for more on the Derby City crime prevention will be Assistant Chief Healy.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. I'm Assistant Chief Steve Healy. I'll be going over the Derby City crime prevention detail. As was mentioned earlier, when the Derby season is over, that's when our planning starts for the next year. We have debriefing sessions on issues we'd seen the previous year, things we can do to improve that and make it a safer event for everyone. So with that being said, that is our number one priority, is the public safety. Now, we want everyone to have a good time. We want everyone to enjoy the Derby season and the time for derbies, cookouts with your family and things like that. However, safety for the community is our number one concern. It's going to be important for our first responders, police, fire, EMS, to be able to respond to citizens' complaints of crisis, whether it be a medical emergency, a crime complaint, a house fire, or things like that. So we have to make sure that roadways are clear and traffic's not congested. Last year in the 2600 block of Broadway, we actually had a homicide on Derby night. This year, we do have a traffic plan in place like we did last year if we need to decongest the traffic off of Broadway. There are going to be several posted no parking signs on Broadway. I highly suggest paying attention to where those are. If you come out of whatever event you may be in and your car is not there, check with the LMPD tow lot to see if it's impounded before you report it stolen. We will be strictly enforcing that because illegal parking has impeded the flow of traffic in years past. There will be no tolerance for blocking of traffic, whether it be from cruising or whether it be from illegal street racing or drifting. I think we're all aware we just had an ordinance passed that addresses those concerns. During last year's Derby event, when we had the homicide in the 2600 block of West Broadway, there was a group of individuals that were in the 1800 block of West Broadway attempting to take over that intersection and do drifting. Those activities will not be tolerated this year, and the street racing detail or ordinance will be strictly enforced. And some of the penalties that include in that are high fines and the possibility of you losing your car for up to 6 months. So keep that in mind. We're also already seeing some social media postings regarding taking over Broadway, large amounts of cruising and things like that. I would suggest do not do that. Like I said, we already have a traffic plan in force. We will be enforcing all and any traffic laws, including the street racing ordinance. LMPD has not informed any businesses on what their operating hours should be. If you have any questions on what any businesses and what their hours of operation will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, I suggest reaching out to those specific businesses to see what their operating hours are. LMPD also has no plans to install any barricades in any parking lots. I know that it's been a concern in the past. There are no plans to do that this year. Also, there are no plans to shut down any of the parks. All the parks will be operating, but they will be operating under their normal business hours. So I would suggest if you're going to take the family out, do cookouts, things like that, hang out in the parks, we want you to enjoy that, but please observe the rules of our parks, including their operating hours. One final note. In large sporting events, any kind of event that's in a community in a large scale, we see human trafficking. If you notice anything that looks out of the ordinary to you, because a lot of these young girls can be used in sex trafficking and things like that, please say something. Please report it. You can report it to whatever hotel you may be staying at, report it to any police officer you may see. This is a very real and serious problem. So we encourage anybody, like I said, if you see something, say something. With that, I will turn this over to Louisville Fire Major Bobby Cooper.
Good afternoon. Again, to echo all the other speakers, what we're trying to illustrate is that public safety is the priority of all of Metro and government, whether that's throughout the city or specifically at Churchill Downs. And that includes effective fire prevention and fire response and emergency medical services. So the Louisville Fire Department's objective at Churchill Downs is to provide prompt, quality emergency services to the visitors and the residents of Churchill Downs throughout the Kentucky Derby week. So what we'll do is we have nearly 50 of our personnel who are on site. 45 of those are fire suppression personnel. But then we also have fire prevention inspectors who are on site looking for code violations and for life safety hazards. So we arrive on site starting Thursday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're there until Sunday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning to make sure that everything is safe on the fire side of things. Our assignments for the week are to respond to fire alarms and to any kind of emergency incident that there may be, to support Louisville Metro EMS for medical emergencies. All of our firefighters are EMTs or paramedics, so we can support there. And then, of course, through life safety hazards and through the fire prevention personnel that we have and inspectors, we're there to monitor for code violations that may arise throughout the week, whether it's a means of egress or an alarm panel that malfunctions or any alarm that goes off. So they'll be there to support that. Our LFD, our fire suppression response, LFD apparatus will have nearly 8 fire trucks or fire engines that will be on site. That'll include equipment, so extra fire hoses and fire equipment that's strategically placed throughout the facility. Again, it's a huge facility. And there's a large number of guests that are there, so we strategically place that stuff for the most effective response should something happen. We're also an all-hazard response agency, so aside from fires, we can also respond to hazardous materials incidents. We're all hazardous materials technicians. We have rescue task force. We can respond to just about any kind of emergency that would arise. So we're there for that as well. We'll also have additional personnel, of course, that are staffed throughout our fire facilities, our firehouses, throughout the area, whether it's in Churchill or the Highlands or West Louisville, wherever it may be. They'll be at their normal staffing. You'll see a lot of firefighters on the front side throughout the infield, but then we also have firefighters who are positioned on the backside for fire protection in the barns and the stables, places like that. Again, medical emergency transport and support. We're there to support EMS and all the paramedics that may be there through our work and our ability to immediately respond. And then finally, life safety and fire prevention. We have those inspectors who are out there. If our suppression bureau, our firefighters notice something, they'll say something to the inspectors. What I encourage the public to do is to understand that our firefighters and all first responders are eager to help you. That's why we're in this profession. We want to support you. We want to keep the public safe. So if you see something, again, say something. If you see our firefighters, they're going to look just like me. They're going to be in this uniform. They'll have a nameplate on just like I do. So you'll know their name. Don't feel threatened by them or anything. They're welcoming people. Go up to them, talk to them, tell them if you see something. They can get the proper authorities and the proper support there as quick as possible. Have a pleasant, have a safe experience. Again, to echo Josh Ball, have a personal safety plan. Aside from Churchill and the activities that go on there, we see a little bit of an uptick in car wrecks, things like that throughout the city. So do not drink and drive. Make sure that you have a personal safety plan. That you have a buddy system so that somebody's checking on you throughout the weekend. But have a fun time and enjoy the week. Next, I'll introduce the Executive Director of Louisville Emergency Services, Jody Myman.
Thank you, Major Cooper. Like Josh said earlier, we've been working with local, state, and federal partners almost the entire year, perfecting the plan that we're going to implement this week to keep everybody safe and have a successful Derby week, and also all the KDF and Kentucky Derby Festival events that lead up to this weekend. Being prepared is our best advice to keep people safe. One of the ways, and we always advertise this, is our Lens Alert. It's the Louisville Emergency Notification System, and it's going to keep you aware of all the emergencies that could potentially happen in our community, as well as severe weather. They can be received, or the alerts can be received by text, email, or push notifications. Since March 1st, and that was our severe weather kickoff week, we've had almost 2,000 new subscribers to our Lens Alert system. So we're very proud of that, but we also still have a long way to go. There's only about 32,000 people in the community that have signed up for that, so there's no reason that everybody shouldn't have that, their families shouldn't have it, so we always encourage people to go up. But that's almost 4 times the number of people that have signed up for that in the same time period from last year. So one of the easy ways that you can do that is text Lens Alert to 67283, and this is for all of our local residents in Jefferson County. So like I said, text Lens Alert to 67283, and it's going to prompt you to sign up for the type of alerts that you want. It's also going to send you or ask you to go sign up for a Smart 911 profile, which will help us in the 911 center if you need the 911 services from the device that you set up. For our visitors, not only are we concerned about the community that lives here, but the visitors that come in and out of our city, we set up an opt-in for large events like this, so you can text Derby to 67283. That's Derby to 67283, and you can receive those emergency alerts for the visitors that are coming in to go to the Derby for any emergency alert or severe weather. Just a couple other safety tips. You've heard it a couple times already, but it's very important. If you see something, say something. Be patient out there. They've got a great plan to get you home, but you've just got to be patient. Know that you're going to get out of there. The weather looks good, 75 and sunny. Bring sunscreen. Stay hydrated with water. Our EMS, Louisville Metro EMS will be on site as well, supporting Churchill Downs for any emergency transport that needs to take place to hospitals. And we'll also have several EMS personnel on bike teams and UTV stationed in and outside the track. Now I'll turn it back over to Mayor Greenberg.
Thank you very much, Jody, and to all of the other first responders and their agencies for all of the preparation they've done, to Churchill Downs for everything they've done to get ready for this day. We in Louisville are so excited to welcome the country, to welcome the world to our amazing city this week, to show them who we are, because this is Louisville. So we're excited for everyone to be here and to have a safe, fun week. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions about our plans for the rest of the week and weekend. Any immediate questions?
I actually have one.
Okay.
This may not be able to be answered here, but with TARP, are there any plans to run any special kind of shuttles between downtown and Churchill during the week? I don't think anybody's here.
We will get you that answer. Okay.
changes the tenor for the neighbors? I mean, it's like a week-long party that's going on. They used to be able to participate.
Yeah. I think my observation has been that the party continues. It's still a celebration for the neighborhoods around Churchill Downs. As was mentioned earlier, we have limited to where you can cross Central Avenue to get from the neighborhood to the track. That is for pedestrian safety and to provide that just the traffic flows okay. But there still is a ton of parking in neighborhood lots as well. We're trying to make it easier for people if they want another option. You heard about the parking lots at L&N Stadium. You heard about the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center as two options. But we'd love to see backyard barbecues and people enjoying however they like to celebrate and participate in the Derby weekend. Anything else? All right. Thank you all very much.